Jagex Sabotage, the only player who beat RuneScape. Okay, guys, Suomi. Guys, if you were playing RuneScape in like I don't know, 2015 to 2018, Suomi was like the #1 player, I think. Yeah, I don't know what happened to this guy. Let's check it out, guys. This one's by Colonello, guys.
Suomi is one of RuneScape's most controversial players, but he was also the
Controversial?
first person to truly beat the game.
What?
Before doing so, he was even invited to the game's headquarters to celebrate, but
Dang.
at the last second, they revoked the offer and muted his account multiple times. They even released an update soon after that some believed was just to sabotage him.
What?
Pretty soon, you'll understand why.
Why they keep targeting Suomi, guys?
Suomi's story starts the same way a lot of players did. He discovered RuneScape in 2001 when he saw other kids in his local library playing it. The graphics and gameplay were simple and repetitive, but you'll soon see that Suomi loved repetitive tasks and was quickly hooked.
Something that's repetitive and safe to do, I'm sure many of us would like to do, guys, you know? When something new comes around, it's kind of scary.
Early on, he set his sights on getting his fire-making experience to the maximum amount, something that had never been done before. In fact, nobody even knew if there was a maximum. Suomi just knew he liked fire
Wait, is this RuneScape Classic days?
making and
I thought this was OSRS.
to be the best. With the help of some friends who were going for woodcutting levels, he was able to quickly rack up experience, as they left thousands of logs on the ground for him to burn. Although he wouldn't hit the cap until much later due to school taking up most of his time, he did manage to quickly achieve.
Oh my gosh. Look at the model they have for the bear. Wait, no, this isn't even RuneScape Classic. What is this RuneScape Classic HD? What is this, guys?
And surpass level 99. Like many players, he would soon set his sights on obtaining the game's rarest items, more specifically the green Halloween mask. He didn't know how to get one though, and had to ask others for help. They recommended that he mine and sell coal to earn enough money to be able to buy one from another player, and that's exactly what he did.
How did they make it like that, guys?
He would spend weeks mining coal and selling it to other players for 100 GP each. Eventually, he was able to afford his mask and a few other nice items. But he learned soon after.
Dang, the days of Classic, man.
That's
something I grew up with, guys. I started RuneScape like around 2007 when I was like 12 years old.
Market price for coal at the time was actually 200 GP, and he could have earned much more. Slightly discouraged, he went back to mining coal, as
dang, he got merged.
He now wanted to collect the rest of the game's rare items. Soon after, he purchased every color of party hat in the game and a Christmas cracker.
I don't remember them being red.
However, not long after this, he was scammed for all of them. Over the next few years,
dang. Yeah, look at the player model for the bear, guys. I'm not sure if it looks like that actual Classic.
He would play the game on and
off. But they got like some OSRS like player models for this plant here and that plant, but they also increase the size of the plants,
quitting and rejoining multiple times. But one thing stayed constant. During his first 3 years with the game, he never bought membership. But when he eventually...
Dang, bro, that takes some dedication, guys. Didn't take long before I was asking for membership.
It was...
There's no bonds back then, guys.
Catastrophic. But first we
There's actually not much in the game back then.
About something awesome. It's actually a box.
But there also was a lot. Uh-oh, he's mentioning a box. Guys, if he's mentioning a box, I'm gonna guess that he's actually gonna have some meal delivery service that he's gonna be promoting here.
Of awesome. Today's sponsor, Bespoke Post, is a monthly membership club that delivers a box of awesome top shelf goods from
I was wrong.
Under the radar.
It was a bespoke posts, guys.
brands. 90% of the products come from small brands, many of which are based right here in the US. When you sign up, you'll even fill out a preference quiz, so that way Bespoke knows exactly what you like. Every month,
Guys, it's like Christmas Day when you open up one of these like mail order stuff.
members get
A miniature indoor fireplace. How cool is that, though?
access to
Like, if I want to cook something in the miniature indoor fireplace, there it is. There it is. All this stuff.
cool new
Looks pretty
products
cool.
of all different
Some new sweaters. Hey, I need a new sweater.
types, like their canteen box, which includes this spacious insulated hedgehog
Canteen, guys. That's a jail term.
bag, this Porter lunchbox, and the Porter utensil set, which is super low profile. This box is perfect if you're bringing lunch to work.
It's the coolest looking box I've ever seen, though.
Or maybe
Oh,
you
a nice skillet.
like the Over Easy box. It comes with this heavy
Ooh.
cast iron skillet, this
Look at the skillet, man.
high protein pancake and baking mix,
Protein pancakes.
Chesapeake Bloody Mary mix, and rich amber pure Vermont maple syrup.
Woo.
Every box has around $70 worth of value, but
They
you'll
always say that. It has more value than what...
only pay a fraction of that, and you can even preview it before it ships. So if you don't like it, just swap it out for something else or just skip the month. To get
No, that's super cool, though.
20% off your
Guys, I would... Oh, man. I used to get...
first box of awesome, click the link in the description and enter Colinello20 at checkout, or go to bespokepost.com/Colinello20.
What's a room spray, guys? Those are those real metal utensils, man. They look like thin.
A little while after RuneScape 2 launched was when
Is
Suomi
that what the beta thing looked like? That is so cool.
finally decided that he should buy membership. Now, if you're anything like me, getting membership was magical. It made me more motivated than ever to play the game, especially when so much new content was now available to me.
I know, right? The freaking gate, bro.
But Suomi was the exact opposite. About a month into
I had to beg my dad to pay $5 a month.
his first experience with membership, he wanted to quit again. As you probably know, membership unlocks most of the game's best training methods. It significantly speeds up every skill in the game, and Suomi hated
Every skill.
that. He felt like all the time he spent in free-to-play was just wasted.
Hey, bro, I'm sure everybody experiences a moment like that where they feel like they wasted time in their life.
He was actually one of the first free-to-play players to achieve 73 rune crafting, which
Oh, the 7-3.
is a pretty significant milestone, and honestly just torture. So I could see why learning how much faster rune crafting was for members could be really discouraging.
The meme number, guys, 73.
So he loaned his entire bank out to some friends and quit again. When he eventually started playing again, unsurprisingly, those same friends didn't want to return what they'd been loaned.
Yeah, don't do that, guys. I have a story.
So he did what he did best, grinded everything out again, but this time with membership. As he neared the end of school, his love for RuneScape continued to grow.
Guys, my story's similar. It's just I was never the skiller. I always preferred like competitive, like player versus player kind of stuff. I was the PKer version of this.
By now, players had discovered that every skill in the game had a cap of 200 million XP. Once you reach this cap, you can't gain any more XP
And it's still like that today, guys.
in that skill. This discovery had given Suomi an idea. After he finished school, he would have tons of free time, and he decided that he could maybe spend that free time reaching the 200 mil cap in every skill in the game. An insanely ambitious goal that nobody had ever achieved. In fact, nobody had ever even gotten close. If you wanted to do that today in old school RuneScape, even with all of its faster methods and improvements, it would take you a minimum of 13,500 hours.
13.5k.
or 562 and a half days. And that's if you were to play 24 hours a day perfectly efficiently and use the best methods, most of which require something called tick manipulation.
Yeah, 200 mil all is just like a good portion of life, bro.
Essentially, you manipulate RuneScape's
I'm down to go for 13 mil all.
clock to get much higher XP than normal. It's more or less like playing a rhythm game, but with birds and logs instead of anime girls. Around the time that Suomi
Accurate.
began to take his RuneScape goals more seriously is when he discovered posts and videos by a player named Zarfot. Zarfot was the first player to bring playing efficiently and tick manipulation to the
Okay, so now we're actually into the old school RuneScape part of it.
game's community. He's really the godfather of RuneScape's current day efficiency culture. So I guess depending on what type of player you are, he either ruined the game for you or made it more fun than ever. Now, Zarfot took the game seriously, but Suomi would take it to a whole new level. Once he finished school in 2008, he would more or less dedicate his entire life to the game. To give you an idea of how much he played, he achieved his first 200 mil fletching in December of 2008, and just 8 months later achieved 200 mil fishing. Best of all, he didn't even stay for his 200 mil fishing party. Tons of players gathered around to congratulate him, but as soon as he hit his goal, he teleported out and was on to the next 200 mil. This
No XP waste, guys. No XP waste.
picture of his party doesn't even have him in it.
Bro, you took it to the extreme, man.
He truly took the phrase "no XP waste" to the next level. After this, he started to be more open with his goal of achieving 200 mil all, and made a decision that would later cause him to become one of the game's most controversial players. He started asking others for donations so that he could level up the skills that cost money without having to spend time earning it himself. At first, he would just ask his friends, but
Yeah, bro.
then he started joining random clan chats
This is before they had those actual clan chats, by the way.
and
'Cause that's like a 2020, like 2022, 2021 thing.
asking everyone in them for money. Something to keep in mind is this was back when RuneScape had a trade limit. The maximum amount of money that you could give someone for nothing in return was a
Never mind, it isn't old school RuneScape.
measly 60,000 gold. As you might expect, Suomi wanted to take these donations efficiently, and players had to learn a technique that would waste as little time as possible. But he surprisingly managed to rack up millions of GP this way from his supporters. Over the next few years, Suomi would continue to focus on 200 mils, and by 2011, he had achieved 8. You'd think by now that he would be on the front page of the high scores,
2011, guys, this is right before things will change.
right? He was surprisingly not even close. The way RuneScape's high scores work is it's sorted by levels first and XP after. Suomi had an impressive amount of XP, much more than many on the front page, but he was missing
This is the case for a lot of players, even today on the high scores.
quite a few levels. Surprisingly, he had chosen not to get 99 in every skill before embarking on his 200 mil all journey. He had already received tons of hate by asking others for donations, and he figured staying off the front page would keep more potential negative attention off of him. He did this until
Good idea.
Jagex announced the Max Cape, a cape that provides
Uh-oh.
incredible, somewhat overpowered benefits
That's like the only reason why I want 99 everything, man.
to those who have one, and the only
Best cape in the game, if you attach the Infernal Cape to it.
way to get one would be by reaching 99 in every skill. In just a few months,
Even efficiency-wise, guys, like, it's the best cape in the game without the Infernal Cape.
Suomi rocketed through the high scores and landed himself at rank 5 right before the cape released. This is around when he would start his YouTube channel, where he would discuss what he
Yeah, I apologize. I totally thought this guy was old school RuneScape only, guys. But no one's like, almost everybody started before old school RuneScape. But it's gonna get less and less like that.
doing, give his thoughts on the game, and prove to his haters that he didn't actually look like this guy from South Park. Although he enjoyed making videos and would upload
I lived like that guy from South Park, and I still kind of do.
Hundreds of them over the next few years, this channel is ultimately what would lead to his downfall, and in the meantime, it would cause more trouble than it was.
I vaguely remember his YouTube channel, guys, but I don't remember if he like uploaded commentary or not.
Probably worth. Because Suomi relied on donations, he had to keep his private chat open to the public almost all the time.
Starting a YouTube channel to ask for donations is not even that bad of an idea if you're going for maxing stuff, guys.
This meant that if you knew what skill he was focusing on, you could almost always track him down in-game. As his channel began to explode, he gained thousands of adoring fans.
40k subs.
But at the same time, a ton of haters. They would track him down in-game and attempt to sabotage his XP rates. He had dealt with this before, but never on this level. At the same time, he was becoming a fairly large public figure within RuneScape, and along with it came a lot of opinions, and the negative ones.
Back when the famous players could not stream, we had to like find them in-game.
Would all weigh on his mind pretty heavily. He'd say in videos that it was a lot of pressure and felt that he had to try his best to be perfect, which is an impossible task. Regardless, he pushed forward, and on September 12th, 2011, he reached rank 1 on the RuneScape high scores. But
okay, yeah, I don't think he even played. He might not even played FanOFOSRS to go for high scores, guys.
As you know, this wasn't his end goal. He still had over 2.2 billion XP to gain to get 200 mil in every skill. Luckily for him, he was in the home stretch, and at his current pace,
it's quite the achievement to go for the best in the world, man.
Could hit the goal in just over a year, but then something pretty unexpected happened. Jagex launched a new feature called the Squeal of Fortune. By spending real-life money, you could earn spins on the squeal that rewarded you with XP, special gear, and even GP. Suomi
They did that before the first person got 200 mil all. What?
Was just crushed. He felt the same as when he bought membership for the first time, but worse. All those years of time could now be fast-tracked with real money, something that many would go on to do. He silently quit for a few months, but because he was so
dang, bro, because of NTX.
Close to his goal, he returned soon after. He tried to quit again in September and October, soon before the launch of the widely hated Evolution of Combat update, but returned for the same reasons as before. Now, those that watched Suomi's videos back then know that he wasn't afraid to speak his mind. He had made it very clear to everyone that he no longer enjoyed the game and didn't trust the direction that Jagex was taking it, but he couldn't give up on his goal in the final stretch. Unfortunately for Suomi, this honesty would get him in some big trouble pretty soon. As he approached the final bit of XP he would need to reach 200 mil all.
Yeah, guys, I did not know much about the story because I was always on the PKer side of things, guys. Not much to skilling at all.
He received an offer from Jagex. Hold off on getting that final XP point and we'll fly you out to Jagex, all expenses paid, and throw a party to celebrate. We'll even launch old school RuneScape while you're here. Suomi agreed, but it wouldn't be long before Jagex took their offer back. Suomi was joking around in Castle Wars one day, and perhaps took things a bit too far. It was enough to cause a nearby player moderator to mute him, and this was back when PMod mutes were 48 hours.
Hey, bro.
Suomi was very upset by this, and
right before you're about to max out, man,
uploaded a video to his channel bashing Jagex, although he claimed multiple times that it was just a joke. But Jagex didn't think it was funny. They saw the video and everything else he had been saying about the company on his channel and took back their offer. Suomi panicked and uploaded a video apologizing to Jagex and even sent multiple emails begging for them to change their minds, but it was already too late.
No way.
They refused to invite him back. To make matters worse, a Jagex moderator later investigated his account and discovered his worst crime of all. He was e-dating in his private messages. I know, the horror.
Snap.
Well, Jagex sure thought so, and decided it was worthy of a mute multiple times, which is pretty
Yeah, PKers.
ironic considering Zezima had gotten married in RuneScape, although I guess we don't know what the messages were exactly, so they could be bad, I don't know. Regardless, Suomi kept playing RuneScape, and even got hooked on old school RuneScape for a bit after that launched.
Yeah, I don't think he played it that much.
He didn't gain that final experience
Zezima
point.
didn't play it that much. Suomi didn't play it that much.
Now this is when the sabotage part comes in. In March of 2013, Jagex released a limited time event where you could catch a new creature called Gothixian butterflies. They were pretty much everywhere and would give you XP in whatever your
I don't even remember this.
lowest skill was at the time. Suomi logged in one day and accidentally misclicked one, getting him that final experience point. Worst of all, he couldn't celebrate this achievement because he was muted again the same day. In a video, Suomi
Why do they keep muting him, guys?
blamed Jagex for this mistake happening, saying that the butterflies
I think he has a Twitter account.
were some sort of hidden update meant to sabotage him. Although it's unlikely that's completely true, lots of his fans agreed with him, and clearly someone at Jagex didn't like him. As you can imagine,
I used to think stuff like that as well, man. But no more. It's like an accusatory kind of thinking, guys.
he soon distanced himself from RuneScape almost entirely. He came back for a minute when the divination skill released, but disappeared again soon after. In one of his final
What about when the newer skill came out?
videos in 2014, he would discuss his overall feelings on the game. He cherished his memories and all the friends he made along the way, but he had no plans to return, and the public
He's probably not rank 1 no more, guys.
overall
Did someone get 200 mil in the new was a new skill in RS3, guys?
view of him clearly still weighed heavily on his mind. He was already a pretty controversial figure before all the events leading up to him gaining that final piece of XP, but for many, his actions in the months leading up to it solidified him as a horrible person. Suomi has since disappeared off the internet pretty much entirely. His hundreds of YouTube videos are now deleted, and he hasn't made an appearance in the community in years. Overall, I think Suomi may
Dang, bro.
have gotten more hate than
Guys,
he really deserved, although it's sort of hard to tell when almost all of his
I
content
regret deleting my YouTube videos.
is gone. But I know he had a passion for this game unlike anyone before him, and you know, I really do hope he's in a better place today than in that video. If you enjoyed this video,
Probably just focusing IRL, guys.
you should check out the one on the right, which is about the first
But yeah, that's a video. Like, comment, subscribe, check out Colonello. Press the join button, guys. Love the real life lore videos. Yeah, he does a good job at what he does, guys. Thank you for watching. You guys, next one. I think he recently got his like verified check mark as well, guys. 104K subs. And a new profile pic. Alright guys, see you guys later.